Good afternoon, Professor Marco. Good afternoon, Professor Marco.
Hello, Marco. I'm sorry, but we cannot hear you. We just see your mouth moving, but we don't hear anything.
Now?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if the others. Yeah.
And nothing. Okay, now I understand why people didn't.
Because they were telling you hello, but I didn't hear any reply.
There were a problem with the earphones, I think.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I start
Okay.
again.
Start again.
Thank you, Angelica. Oh, now I see that somebody sent me messages in the chat. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you very much. Isaac would like to say something. Sorry again for the audio. Please, Isaac.
Oh, Professor, I wanted to greet you. I wanted to say hey, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Isaac. Before I already told good afternoon to you, but the audio was not working. Okay, I start again from the beginning of the discourse. Before starting with the lesson, I would like to give you some organizational information. First of all, this is our lesson, or our last lesson for which regard the module 2. But at the same time, this is not the last time we meet, because we will meet for the last time the 16 November, the 16 November, for the discussion about your project work. This means that I need to receive your works until Tuesday or Wednesday of the next week. So until the 14, 15 November. Okay, because I need to check it before discuss it with you. But I will give you the due date. I will write the due date in the document I will share with you. Or at the moment, I write also in the chat now. If you want the last meeting for, it's better if I write in the slide, I think. So you can find it, find information. Okay, project work. Okay, due date is 14 November, and at 15 November at okay, 14. I share with you. So the due date is for the 15 November at 14 is 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Okay, and after I will add here several links to download materials, etc. Okay, I think that you didn't receive the last documents I prepared for you, because I saw that nobody insert questions and comments in the form. So I will send you all together today, and moreover, I will give you a link where you can download all the material you need for the project work. The last time I briefly explained you how to create the project work, and I presented you an example. So today I will present you another example of the project work. So please don't don't be afraid about this work, because you don't need you a lot of time to prepare it. Of course, it needs a little bit of attention and reflection, but you can easily do it. Okay, we will come back on this topic in the second part of the lesson. Let's go exploring which will be the topics for today. So today the topics, the main topic will be the evaluation. So the evaluation activity, designing and testing cooperative learning activities. Okay. I firstly would like to say you that inside if we move inside the approach that I am proposing you, which comprehend a mix of collaborative learning, competition-based learning, flipped classroom, inclusive and inclusive instructional practices. Um, the topic of evaluation take a particular shape, a um, particular function. Um, Firstly, the evaluation, if we follow this approach, need to be formative. Okay, what means this? This means that the uh, um, in order to keep on our activities, we will use the evaluation not to give a final judgment to students, but to enhance their learning, so to support their learning, to help in order to help them to understand their lacks, to understand if they have problem with some topics, or even more, we can use formative evaluation to understand how to. Isaac, want to say something? Okay. In order to understand if there are topics that we have to repeat or to clarify. So before start talking better about evaluation, I would like to give you I would like to ask you to complete a questionnaire that I prepared for you in order to look together at your answer and try to understand the level of comprehension of the contents I teach you during the last lessons, and in order to come back briefly come back on each topic. So please now I ask you to click on the link that I am putting in the chat now. Is a multiple choice questionnaire. Please try to think about the contents of the last lessons and try to answer. So please remember that I'm not able to see who is answering to this question. Okay, this is not something like something like summative. This is not nothing. There is no problem if you wrong the answers. Okay, this is only an activity that we use in order to better comprehend your level of knowledge that you acquired during this course, and an opportunity to come back briefly on the topics we analyzed. So please ask these questions. The questions that you can find in the chat. So please open the form, answer to the question, and when you will finish, we will talk together about your answers. We will comment together your answer, and we will see together also how we can use the Google form if we need to do an activity like this during our lesson. So is another. So this activity has more functions. Okay, I wait for your answers. I think about 10 minutes could be enough. I stay here in order to see if you are answering to the questions. Please open the link, answer to the questions. If there are problems, write me or open the mic and tell me which is your problem. You can find the link in the chat. If you open the chat, you find the link. Okay, so um, so mm, let's have a look on the on what are the information that I gathered now, looking at your answers. The first information that I have is that the most part of you is not don't want to answer the questions, because only 5 people finish to answer the question after more of 10 minutes. So if someone need another little bit of time, please write or open the mic and send me and say to me, or I go on with the discussion. Um, Okay, I think that the main problem of the low number of respondents is maybe the low attention by your part, or maybe is for technical problem. If someone could give me a feedback in the chat, maybe I can better understand why you didn't answer to the question, because you are 24, 22, 22 person online and only 5 answer to the questions. So I'm curious to understand what happened. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so Prof, I think some people due to technical problems
Okay.
couldn't get to you, or couldn't get the link to access this the formative assessment you just required us to do. That is why. So
I
if you
put, I
can
put,
kindly.
I put several times the link in the chat. I don't know if maybe they didn't see. Okay. Thank you, Bohan, for the suggestion.
All right.
I understand that it's not easy. It's not easy to use the mobile phone to follow the lesson and answer the questions, etc. But okay, let's see at your answers. As you can see in this, as you can see here. Um, as you can see here, in the form, I I can look at the question I presented you, and here I can see 5 people, and if I click, I can look. I can have a fast graphical representation of your answer, question by question. So let's look together at, at each question. The first question were: are there research studies that demonstrate an equivocal effectiveness, of using technology in education? So the answers are distributed. Two person answered no, because research has not been conducted on this topic. 2 people answered totally no, and 1 person answered yes. So the right answer were the second, because there are not studies that we said in the, as we said in the first lesson, there are no studies that unequivocally prove the effectiveness of the use of technologies. Oh, another people answer. Thank you. Wow, 7. Maybe it's better if I wait for another 2 minutes, maybe, because somebody is coming. Okay. As we were saying, remember that there are no no research, no studies that prove unequivocally that technologies have a strong effectiveness on learning or learning achievements. Okay. But this doesn't mean that they are not good for education. But it means that we have not to think that they are the solution for all our educational and training problem. Okay. There are only evidence that people can foster learning achievement a little bit more than in the other areas, only for the STEM, okay, for STAM, so the scientific subjects. Okay. The second question, the introduction of technology in education. The introduction of technology in education, the possible answers were always and invariably brings benefits to the educational system, enhances the quality of students' learning, should be avoided, and the last were can lead to a waste of resources if done uncritically. So the right answers were the last. The totally right answer were the last. So, because technologies can lead to a waste of resources if done uncritically. These answers were 100% right. The other answer that were chosen by the most part of respondent is not totally wrong, but but is not totally true. Because, as we said before, there are no studies that totally prove the effectiveness of educational technologies in learning achievements. Okay, so it means that yes, the educational technologies could enhance the quality of students' learning, but this positive effect is not the consequence of only of the technology. It's not only the consequence of the use of technology, but it's the consequence of a good design, teaching design. Is the consequence of the fact that the teacher choose the right technologies combined with the right methodology. Okay. So let's go on. Let's go on with the other question. What is the primary goal of integrating educational technology into the classroom? The answer were to replace traditional teaching methods, to enhance and improve the learning experience, to reduce the need for teachers, to increase class sizes. So the right answer were the second. So the educational technologies at the primary goal to enhance and improve the learning experience, okay, to support learning experience. Yes, we could also reduce the need for a teacher, but this is not the primary goal, okay? And the teacher is always needed. Okay, let's go on with the next question. Digital skills are important only in the context of hard sciences. Right, these digital skills are important in every context. Okay, and this was a really easy question, but it's important to mark this point again. Okay, nowadays people who enter in who start to work cannot think to have not digital skills, but also if he doesn't belong to the work world, he needs digital skills to be a good citizen, to be a citizen, not a good, to be a citizen, because he needed to for his daily life. Okay. Let's go on. Assistive technologies. The answer were allow students with deficits to exert less effort, involve the acquisition of compensatory skills by the students, serve to enhance the skills that students with specific learning disabilities have not automated, or can always and only be used as such. Okay, the totally right answer were the third that you gave. Okay, so they serve to enhance the skill that students with specific learning disability, for example, have not automated. And also they involve the acquisition of compensatory skill by the students. These were both good answer. Okay, there have some problem, but we can say that were both good. It's important to remember that the first answer is not correct, because the assistive compensatory technologies doesn't allow students with deficit to exert less effort. Okay, the concept is different, because the assistive technologies allow students with deficit to do the same effort of his peers. Okay. Next question. The quality of teaching actions is determined by the technology used, by the decision and action of the teacher, by the teacher's likability, by the classroom setting. So the right question, the 100% right question, is the second. So by decision and action of the teacher, because at the center is always is not at the center. The student is at the center, but the teacher have the control. The teacher the teacher establish which are the rules, which are the activities, and have the opportunity to better support the teaching action, all the okay. Support all the activity. Okay. The next question: which of the following is an example of a learning management system? So, social media platform, ebook, PowerPoint presentation, Moodle. The right answer is Moodle. Moodle that I show you during the lesson. Ebook is not an LMS. Ebook is an instrument. Is something like we use in order to read better, to read without using paper books. I can show you mine. Okay, here. This is a. Oh, he needed chat, but this is a ebook. Okay, that is low, battery low, but if I charge it, I can read here, easily read here my books, my ebooks. Okay, the social media platform, PowerPoint presentation is totally not an LMS, but it is a software to create slide. Okay. Isaac, would you like to say something? Did you raise the hand? No, maybe not. Okay. Let's go on. Which technology allows students and teachers to interact in real time through the internet regardless of location? Virtual reality. The answer were virtual reality, augmented reality, video conferencing, gamification. So the right answer is video conferencing. I don't know why you answer the virtual reality, because virtual reality is not made to allow teachers and students to interact in real time. It is made for other things, maybe for simulation, maybe for other things, but not for interaction between students and teachers. And moreover, is not this kind of technology and moreover, this kind of technology is not yet widespread. Okay, even the video conferencing is so widespread, particularly after the pandemic. Okay. So the design of educational activities should be planned starting from the technology used, from the role of students in learning process, from the role of teachers in the learning process, from the location where the educational activity takes place. The right answer in this for this question were the second, because all the teaching activities need to be planned on the basis of the student. Okay, on their need, their role, and the okay. Next question. Which of the following is an example of a flipped classroom strategy? Traditional lecture in the classroom, students watch a pre-recorded lecture at home, independent research project. The right answer were the second. Good. Remember that this is one of the main characteristics of flipped classroom, but it's not mandatory to create a video, to to give a video to the students because they have to watch it at home. Okay, we can also use other kind of resources, or we can share the video at the beginning of the lesson, for example, share the resource at the beginning of the lesson or in other moments of the school days. So also the flipped classroom approach is really flexible. The next, what is the primary goal of cooperative learning in the classroom? So promoting competition among students, fostering a sense of individual achievement, encouraging collaboration and teamwork, isolating students from one another. Okay, yes, the most part of the total all the respondent choose the right answer, which is encouraging collaboration and teamwork. Really good. Next question. Which of the following is a key principle of successful cooperative learning? The most part of you answered encouraging active participation and equal contribution from all group members. Very good. The first answer is not okay because it's not possible to efficiently assess an individual activity with cooperative learning. Okay, which type of technology is designed to help students with disability access educational content and resources more easily? Is the compensatory technology. The competitive software, not about disability, and also the entertainment application and holograph. Sorry, yes, also the entertainment application. Okay, the right answer were compensatory technology. That's all. Last question. What is the primary goal of inclusive education? It was really easy. All the respondent checked the answer to create a diverse and welcoming learning environment for all students. Very good. Very good, very good. Okay. Like this example, direct example of formative assessment, I showed you like that the instrument, the tool of Google Form can be really useful if you want to use to do a formative assessment, because now we had a chance to look at each topic we already talked during the last lessons and come back together in order to clarify some doubts. I would like, as you can say, the Google form give you an immediate feedback because you have these graphics, and if you go with the mouse on the part of the graphics, you can see more information about number of respondents. But moreover, if you click on create a sheet, you can create a sheet with all your information, your data on your evaluation. Okay. After we will talk about also about other software, but if we have, in particularly if we have a low level of technology available, the Google Form is a good, interesting instrument in order to get information. Okay, very good. Okay, now I propose to go on with the evaluation topic, but maybe we can do not 10, but 5 minutes, only 5 minute break before go on, because we used a lot of time for the evaluation, and I want to finish all the topics I have for you today. So 5 minutes and come back. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go on. Let's go on with our topics. As we said, we were talking about evaluation. The topic of evaluation is really, really, really spread. There are a lot of theories, a lot of studies. It's really hard to give you a whole panoramic about evaluation inside this course. It's not possible to give you the wide panorama about evaluation, but we can say what is important for which regard technologies and evaluation. As we briefly said before, we can use evaluation for several aims. Evaluation is not only give is not only assess the performance of the students, but is a really powerful teaching tool, okay, teaching instrument, but teaching method, something that we can use, for foster the learning processes. Okay. So, for which regard technologies, evaluation could be really useful for the following reasons. Before the efficiency, because technology can enable automated assessment processes, such automatic correction of quizzes and tests, saving time and eliminating human error. Furthermore, for another point is consistency, because digital tools ensure generate greater consistency in assessment. They follow predefined criteria and customizable rubrics, reducing subjectivity. Moreover, because there is timely feedback, because technology enables immediate feedback to students, helping them to quickly understand where they have made mistakes and improve their performance. So please, before go on, try to go deep in these 3 points, because these definitions give you only the light side, the good side of these characteristics, because there are also problems about this. Let's go with the first, for which regard the efficiency. If it is true that technology potentially can enable automated assessment processes and can help teacher in correction, and is a good time saver. But it's a good time saver if we had the chance to create a big amount, a big archive of question, tests, and evaluation activities, because and create this kind of contents, of evaluation content, is really hard. It's really hard, even because we need to have a big amount of questions if we want to use it with the students constantly. Okay, and moreover, it allows us only to if we want to automatize our correction activity. We are it's mandatory to propose only multiple choice questions, for example, and it means that students learn if we do this kind of evaluation every time during long time. The students will start to study and understand how to answer the question, and they move their focus to the contents. That is the really important thing, the content and the competence, and move their focus in the competence of answering multiple choice questionnaire. I don't know if you understand, but in my opinion, is better to give to the students a lot of sorry, it's better to change every time the way for evaluation. For example, we can alternate an oral evaluation with multiple choice test. Why not with open questions, etc. Okay. And last time about this, for example, there are a lot of LMS which give us the opportunity to create, for example, multiple choice tests and exercises, which are really well. And the system to create this evaluation. Activities is really good. For example, Moodle has a really complex system to create quizzes, etc., which allow you to generate automated report, automated correction, automated evaluation, etc. But it's really hard to use for the teachers. And the risk is to move the focus of the teacher from the value of the evaluation moment for students to the creation of these tests. Okay. So the second point is consistency. That it is real that technology allows us to reduce subjectivity, but is not. My questions is why we have to reduce subjectivity. Each student which needs that teacher consider all the situation and the context in which the student is operating. Okay, which is need to consider also his learning styles or maybe his deficit. Why not? And the standardization that technology allow us for evaluation is not risk to forget these aspects. Okay, so we need to keep attention on this. Okay, the other characteristic is the timeless feedback, and this is a really good characteristic in my opinion. Is one of the best because, for example, if a teacher need to understand which is the level of comprehension of his lesson on the level of attention of his students, can immediately give can give maybe a brief questionnaire live, okay, during the lesson, and understand briefly which are the level of comprehension, like I did before now. Okay, I give you the questionnaire, and I understand that there are technical problems, that there are several arguments, several topics that you have well understood, and there are other topics where there are some doubts, etc. Okay. So let's go. Why technologies are used for? Okay, we go on with this list of characteristics. So another reason because technology are useful for evaluation is the customization, because some educational tools use machine learning to tailor assessment to individual student needs, adapting the level of change and type of question. So in this case, the problem that we enhanced before, because we said, for example, that we risk to lose the chance to follow the needs of the student and his peculiarities. In this case, with the new technology of the recent evolutions of artificial intelligence technologies, is possible to better decline. I don't know if it's English decline is the right word. No, it's better. No, we can automatically through the artificial intelligence adapt the contents and also the evaluation. Next point is monitoring and reporting, because digital platform offer the ability to monitor student progress over time, create a detailed performance report, and identify any areas of difficulty. This is day by day more true and more useful, always because the evolution of artificial intelligence. In the case of learning management system like Moodle, we have a big register, for example, which allow us to give evaluation to each task, to monitor to monitor if students look at the video, look at the content, download the contents, participate in the forum. The report is very detailed. It's better if I give you an example of what I mean. I show you the report of my course at University of Verona. Sorry a moment, because I need to open it. I would like to show you that it's really good, but at the same time really complex. Okay. Okay, I am here. Okay. As here you can see, this is a student who participated in to my course, to my university course, and as you can see, I can enter in his profile and see how much time he entered in the blog, how much time he uh, answered in the forum post, in the forum discussions. I can see all his log in the platform, etc. And but moreover, I can also give her tracker evaluation, because if I go to grades, as you can see, and I search for her, I can also, no, sorry, I can, as you can see, here I can insert the grades for each activity. Here there are the activities. I can insert the grades for each participant, and after, the system of the platform automatically calculate the final evaluation, okay, of the course. I didn't use it, but I can do. If I like, I can do it. Okay. A similar but more easy system is also available, for example, in Google Classroom. Please, Elia told that can't hear anything. Is it true? Because I see my waves moving. So if something can write, if you can hear me, please. Something can tell me if he can hear me. You can hear me. Someone is listening. Please, someone answer, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay,
Welcome.
okay. Thank you very much. Fine. Let's go on. We were saying, we were talking about monitor and reporting. Another is accessibility. Educational technology can be designed to be accessible to people with disabilities, enabling equitable assessment for all students. This is true because there are all the technologies that we called assistive or compensatory, that allows students with disability to access to the resources, but also to, of course, to the assessment. Okay. to the assessment, and it's possible to do it with equality with their peers. Okay, other 3 points. Variety of formats. Digital tools enable assessment in a variety of formats, including quizzes, assignments, collaborative projects, online survey and discussion, adapting to different assessment needs. This is really interesting. This is really useful because, for example, I can use Google Form to do a formative assessment, but I can use also other instruments, which I will present briefly after, and which allow me to attract the attention of the students, and I can transform the moment for assessment, which could be formative or summative, but I can transform the evaluation or the assessment moment in something like funny, for example, in something like competitive, and this is because there are a lot of tools made with this aim. Okay, this is really interesting. I will show you some example after. So moreover, there is another thing is that the secure archiving, archiving, I think is the pronunciation, secure archiving, because all the digital assessment can be stored in a secure secure digital place where all the interested people can access. For example, in Italy, is every school have the electronic register where the teachers insert every day when students arrive, when students go away, or all the things that happen in the classroom. But moreover, they can insert the grades in the register, and the students and the parents of the students can immediately see the results of the results of their formative, the result of their summative assessment directly via internet in the register. Okay. Moreover, multimedia feedback technology allow to use the multimedia feedback, such as audio or video recording, which can be more explanatory and useful for students. Okay, and this is true also for evaluation. Good. At the end, why technologies are useful for evaluation? In my opinion, the most interesting advantages for which regard evaluation is the formative assessment, because it is true that the educational technology allows teacher to create automated system for evaluation, etc., etc. But the most important things are regards, in my opinion, the formative assessment. In the example I made you before using Google Form, I used that tools because for two reasons. The first reason was that we talk about it during the last lesson. But the other reason is because it was the more accessible using low devices, old devices, or for example, if you are using only the smartphone to hear the lesson, because there are a lot of really interesting and funny instruments for formative assessment in particular. But they need to use but if you are in a distance learning like us, you need to use a PC and a mobile phone at the same time to use this kind of instrument, because this instrument gives you the possibility to project, to show to the students the question and the possible answers, and the participants use the mobile phone to answer the questions directly. Okay, after we give you an example, because I think you can use it. You can use it in the classroom if you have, for example, a PC and your students have mobile phone. You can easily use it for formative assessment. I use every year with my students, and it's really interesting. I think it's really useful. Okay. Before showing you these instruments, before giving you some example about these instruments, I would briefly talk you about a concept, teaching practice, which is really connected with the educational technologies, but in particular with educational technologies for evaluation. It is connected with the training and the teaching practices at all, but it's interesting that is also used for evaluation. Okay, and the concept I would like to briefly explore with you is the gamification concept. The gamification concept is really interesting and useful, and particularly when we are talking about evaluation. Okay, but let's see what is gamification. Hi, Mabel. Hi, Jose. Let's see what is gamification. Gamification is let's read the definition. Gamification is the integration of game-like elements and mechanics into non-game context, such as education or marketing. Okay, for which regard our interests is education, of course. This is to engage and motivate participants. Okay, we use gamification to motivate participants. It involves using elements like points, badges, leaderboards, rewards, for example, to make tasks or learning more enjoyable and immersive. This approach leverages the power of game design to make traditionally mundane or challenging activities more enjoyable and interactive. It means that if I do a formative assessment, organizing this activity like a game, like a challenge between students, I could enhance his motivation in participate in the formative evaluation. Okay. If we go out of the topic of educational technology, the gamification is used a lot in the field of continuous training. For example, if there are a lot of trainings for managers, for example, training for adults, which use the gamification or the game-based learning. For example, there are courses for managers on communication, which use during which the managers play with, for example, play games outdoor, or maybe they do a travel with a ship or something like this. These are not really enthusiastic examples, but it was to show you that gamification is really frequently used. But for which regard the evaluation with educational technologies, before show you the tool, for example, it's better to underline the differences between the gamification and a concept that is similar, which is game-based learning. These two concepts are different because the gamification regards activities which are not game, okay, but they are serious activities which are managed and implemented, adding characteristic of games in order to enhance the motivation of the students. Okay. As you can see in the definition here, gamification involves incorporating game elements such points, bets, and leaderboards into non-game context, motivate and engage participants. It applies game mechanisms to make tasks more engaging, but doesn't necessarily involve playing fully games. Okay, is what I already said. In the case of game-based learning, is a little bit different because the game-based learning uses complete games as an integral part of the learning experience. Learners can actively play games designed for educational purposes to acquire knowledge and skills, with the gameplay directly contributing to the learning objectives. Okay, in this case, the teaching activities, the educational activity is a game. In the other case of the gamification, the teaching activity is something serious, something classical, but we insert some game elements in order to achieve the motivation. Okay. Okay. Before talk you about the project work, I would like to show you some example of app that could be interesting. The first of this app is Cooperative, which allows survey tests which can be administered even in the form of team competition. The test answer results are returned in real time to the teacher, organized with easily searchable tables. Okay. It could be useful for administering formative assessment activities, organize challenges among students or group of students, keep track of the students' learning process, have a group of students create a questionnaire on a specific topic and propose it to their peers. Please please remember that this is a really interesting point. Okay, for example, if we have to do project work, okay, this could be really interesting for that. And administer real time surveys. Okay, now I prefer to show you a tool which have the same characteristic of Socrative, but which I know better. So I would like to show you Kahoot. Kahoot is a tool which is really interesting and at the same time really easy to use. So if you go to the website of Get Kahoot, you can subscribe and create an account. If you are a free member without a premium account, you can create a little group of a questionnaire. Okay. For example, if I go to my dashboard, I show you that I have my questionnaire. Okay, you can see that. Sorry. Okay, my Kahoot here. Okay, these are my three questionnaire. Okay, these tools. This tool work in a particular way because when I open a questionnaire, I show to the students the question and the time they have to do the question. For example, here you can see I have a list of questions. Of course, they are in Italian, but doesn't mean the content of the question. So, question by question, I can insert the multiple choice, the choices, and the time that the students have in order to answer. For example, 60 seconds. When I finish and for example, I can also insert, for example, an images, etc. When I finished my questionnaire, I can start the questionnaire with the button. It means start the questionnaire, and when I start the questionnaire, I can project or show to my students what you are saying now. So now I at the classic modality. Sorry. Okay. As you can see, I can. Sorry. Okay. My students in the classroom, for example, can see this code. The students have to take their phones and search and go to the browser, write www.kahoot.it, or in your case, could be another suffice, but that doesn't matter. And they have to insert this code or this or they can they can use the QR code. In this case, I would like to show you what the students see. So if I use my mobile phone, I use my mobile phone, sorry. I sorry, I remove the shape. Moment. Okay. So, as you can see in my phone, when I inserted this code, it appeared Kahoot and insert nickname. I put my nickname, which is Marco, and when I click on Pronti Via, it happens, it appear my name on the screen that all the people are seeing. So even all the students will appear here. But let's go on with the example, okay? I'm a teacher, so I go inizia, so it start, okay? As you can see, there is the time counter, and here is the first question. This is the question, and these are the answer possibility. With my phone, with the phone, the students have as you can see here, you can see there is the alternatives with the colors. So the students have to click on his answer, okay? And when they click the answer, I can see directly together with the students the which were the right question and who answered to the right question or not, okay? The interesting thing is that question by question, the system generates a classify with virtual gifts, something like that. It is really interesting because students are engaged in correctly answers and try to remember the concept, etc., without even this is not a summative assessment. Okay, and this is really interesting because a teacher have the possibility to talk with engaged students while he is gathering information in order to enhance in order to upgrade his teaching approaches or in order to go deep in particular topics that students is not able to understand, etc. Okay. The summative assessment, the formative assessment is a real interesting teaching practice, which educational technologies can help, can easily foster. Okay, and Kahoot, in my opinion, is really interesting. Kahoot, several teachers doesn't use Kahoot because it looks like it's made for kids. But this is the point. It looks like it is made for kids, but could be funny. Why not? Okay. If you look something more serious, there are good alternatives that works in the same way, which are Socrative or Mentimeter. Also, Mentimeter is a good instrument like this. I saw that someone raised the hand. Who raised the hand? I can see who raised the hand. Okay, if someone had to say something, please open the mic and okay, nobody. Okay, that's all for which regard the evaluation at the moment. We will come back on talking about evaluation while we will talk about we talk about again about the project work. So now, please, I give you a link which is the link I gave you also the last time. Interesting music. So, moment. Okay. Okay. Stop the music. Perfect. I would like to give you a link. I put this link in the chat. Okay. So this is the link. So if you want, you can insert questions about the project work now here in this link. Now we will do a 10-minute breaks, and when I will come back, if there are questions, I start from the question. After I will conclude with the discourse on the evaluation, connecting this with the project work and other things that remain to discuss about the project work. Okay, so I give you I gave you the link. So please write questions about project work. Okay, if you have. Okay. We do no, sorry, not 20, no, not 20, not 20, 10, sorry, 10 minutes break, okay? We'll see in 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back. So, let's finish with our discussion on evaluation. Okay, so as we said during the last time, we during the course we talked about several approaches which can be combined in order to implement a useful didactic which can be well supported by technology. And in this case, the technology can also foster this kind of approach for which regard the evaluation. But of course, on the basis on what I already said before, if we implement this group of methodologies, the kind of evaluation which is more useful is the formative assessment and not the summative. Okay, so when we design our activity, mixing collaborative learning with competence-based education, meaningful learning, cooperative learning, remember that we have to focus on the formative assessment. Of course, we need also the summative one, because we are teacher, we have also to communicate the summative assessment. But this is the end of a really complex learning process where we have to put also the formative assessment. Formative assessment is really good also because if a teacher is able to gather immediately if the teacher can gather good information in real time about the level of comprehension of the student, he can also give a good feedback, good feedbacks. And the instructional tool of the feedback is one of the most useful and scientifically proven instruments, didactical instrument that we can use in didactics. If you remember at the beginning of our lessons, we talked about the research of John Etty, which tried to produce an evidence-based proof about the effectiveness of learning achievement of several instruments, didactical instruments, instructional instruments, technologies, etc. And according to the result of his studies, the most powerful instructional instrument for which regard the learning achievements is the feedback of the mm, feedback of the teacher. And if the teacher want to give his feedback, he needs also to gather fastly gather real-time information about the comprehension about the students. The technologies can give us a real help. Okay, I know that the situation doesn't allow, in any case, to use all the technology we want. Okay, but we can also use easier technologies, like, for example, the Google Form that I showed you before. Okay, that's all at the moment. Now I would like to open again the example of project work that I showed you the last time, and after re-watch it together, I would like to focus on the assessment part. Okay, let's open the example. Okay, this is the example. Let's see again. Let's see again. So, this is the document. This is an example of the document you will have to produce for the project work. In particular, is the second document. The second document is the one that you'll have to give to the students with the instruction for them to do the task. Okay, so this is an example. This example has been developed by your Italian colleagues during another course similar than yours. And in particular, this document, this activity has been implemented by the teacher with the student during the course. Okay, during not during not live, but day after they produce these, they implemented with the students, and the time and during another lesson they gave me their report. So is something really practical because it has been used also directly with students. Okay. Okay. In this case, I give you some information about the context. We are in a vocational school of for administratives. Okay. So the subjects, the main subjects we are talking about is economics, but this is a multidisciplinary task because we use also informatics skills and general digital skills, and okay, informatics skills and general skills. Okay, so let's see again this example. The delivery give to the students the context, an abstract context. No, sorry, something like a realistic context where they have to imagine to be. So you work in a money transfer agency. In order to change cash, you have to create a spreadsheet that allows you to enter an amount in currency, euro, dollars, or pounds, and transform it into equivalent currency of your choice, for example, dollars, pounds, or euros. So create a spreadsheet For example, in this case, Microsoft Excel, but could be good also, for example, Google Spreadsheet, that allows you to enter an amount in currency, euro, dollar, pounds, and transform it into equivalent currency of choice. Okay, and this is really simple, easy, clear context and delivery. Good. Next point, estimated time. Within 2 hours, the spreadsheet should be uploaded to Google Drive. So 2 hours of time to do this delivery, to do this work. Now, following point, working modes organize the work by dividing it into groups of 3 students, with each student assigned to a specific role. Okay? Searching for exchange rates on the internet. So one student search for the exchange in the internet. The other students prepare the graphic of the Excel sheet, and the third student prepare the Excel formulas. The Excel spreadsheet are the same rules. Okay. Next point, tools. Tools which the student can use are Google Sheets, Google Drive, Internet Browser. Okay. Activity phases divided in time. So first 20 minutes, you have to search the internet for exchange rate and report them on the spreadsheet in a usable way. In the third time, prepare the layout of the spreadsheet by setting up the appropriate top-down menus. And in the last time, enter the appropriate formulas and check that they are working correctly. Of course, the times can be overlapped. Okay? Activities can be overlapped. And at the end, we have the self-assessment checklist. In this case, which is a really easy case, we have the teachers thought that the checklist had to have 5 points. That can be enough for activity like this. The first point is we respect the deadlines, but the students use the self-assessment to understand if they respect the deadlines. Second is we respect the role assigned. The third, have the exchange rates been reported correctly on the spreadsheet? So they have to understand if they did this activity correctly. Fourth, is the graphic design simple or intuitive? The fifth, is it working properly? Is the currency converted correctly? Okay, they can understand all these self-assessment, they can do this self-assessment list alone or with the support of the teacher. Okay. But the assessment process is managed by the student, and it have a really good and powerful effect on the learning process of the students, on meaningful process of the student, meaningful learning process of the student. Okay. Okay. This is a good example, good easy example of self-evaluation. Self-evaluation which allows students to understand by themselves if they did the work in a good way. Okay. Let's see. I will share with you also this example. Okay, I will show you also another example of project work done by your Italian colleagues. In this case, we have a little bit more complex project work. Okay, someone is writing. Isaac want to say something? Isaac or Isaac, I don't know. Would you like to say something? No. Okay. Let's go on with this example. So, Mabel, maybe you have to say something.
Yeah, Marcus. Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon once again. Tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, please. I was saying that assessment helps both the students and then the teacher to take decision, especially using technology. But the difficulty here is sometimes the class size and also the ability of students, especially when you have the inclusive education. Um, are you, I want to ask, are you going to assess them equally or you are going to look at the ability of the individual students? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, really good question. I can answer, but looking at our situation here in Italy, I don't know how is the situation in terms of law in your country. Sorry, Mabel, I have another question before ask you, before answer you. How many students are in a normal class? How many students do you have in a class? Normally, Mabel, did you hear my question?
Yes,
Please come again.
we have 30.
30, about 30.
Yes,
No,
about 30. 30.
Also,
yeah,
Mabel.
mine is 35 and sometimes 40. 35,
Okay.
40.
And how old are these students?
Yeah, hello.
How old are these students? Medium.
I didn't get. Please, I'm not getting your question. The line is breaking.
Okay. How old are these students?
Okay, are you asking of their ages?
Yeah, their ages. Yeah.
Yeah. Between 13, 15.
Okay. Thank you, Mabel. Maybe I answer to Mabel after I go to Isaac. So Mabel, mm, in the case of we have different students which needs we have special needs or have peculiarities. Um, we have two solutions, but this solution need to be managed before the evaluation with the colleagues and with the schools, because we need to decide before at the beginning of the school how to manage this how to manage the peculiarities of these students. I try to better explain what I mean. In Italy, for example, we have two options for disadvantaged guys, maybe three, but we stay with two. We have two options. We can establish that they have a different grid for evaluation, okay, which at the same time we give to this student a support of a personal teacher. You understand me? They have a personal teacher, and when we do the evaluation, we know that the value of his evaluation is a little bit different than the other students, but have the same value in terms of law. Okay. There are cases where the peculiarity of students don't allow them to implement a really equal evaluation. So at the end of the school, the certificate have not the legal value of the certificate of the other student, for example. Or there is another case when the students, for example, is the case for dyslexia. Okay, they have dyslexias or special needs like this. The students have some. Sorry, I search for a better term. Some facilitations during the evaluation. For example, the guys with dyslexia, they usually can use mind map during oral assessment, or they can have maybe 1 hour more of time during a write exam. Maybe all the class has got 3 hours. The guys with dyslexia have 4 hours of time to do this exam. Understand? In this case, the value of evaluation is equal for all the students. I don't know if I understood, if I answered to your question, but these are the cases. So it depends on the peculiarities, on the rules that the school have with these guys, etc. In the case of dyslexia or disorder like this, is more easy to align the evaluation of these guys with the other students. If we have more complicated problems or difference or disorder, in this case, the things are really tricky. And there are several solutions that rules, the school rules or Italian laws say how to manage them. Okay. Maybe Isaac raised the hand, but I don't know. You might think Isaac have connection problem today. Okay, so let's see the example 2. The example 2. In this case, we have a more complex project of activity, and his title is "Are you coming to dinner with us?" So challenging title. The delivery is organization and management of the event dinner in order to raise funds for the outgoing of the 3rd grade classes. Okay, this is a totally real totally real delivery. Okay, because they used these activities. They really used this activity to gather funds. We are in a school, in a vocational school for I don't know in English how is an hotel school. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but an hotel school where they learn to cook, to manage hotels, etc. So the delivery is the organization and management of a dinner event in order to raise funds. Okay. Estimated time is 6 hours divided in 2 hours of for the organization of the event, 2 hours for the production, and 2 hours to do the event. Okay. So the working modes are the working mode imply the participation of 3 classes. So it's a big activity divided into 3 laboratory groups. So the first is the reception. The second group work on the sala, and the third groups work on cooking. Okay. The instruments are the computer, the leaderboard, fax, the printer, copier, mobile phone, tablet, web, social network, are the whole part of communication technology which they can use in a real work environment. To advise the event, graphics programs for event management. So there is here there is also the aspect of communication, of marketing. So there is a multi-competential activity. Okay. Because okay, yes, I already said phases of activity. In this case, look, not look, look. In this case, we have sorry. In this case, have been produced a particular a complex distribution of activities reported in the table below. Now it's better if we don't read all of these, but as you can see, the activity has been divided in 3 days and have been programmed hour for hour and group for group. For example, the first day, during the first hour, there is the briefing with the whole group together. Second hour, there is the first group in the reception, which have to look at the reception, do these kind of activities. The second group has other activities to do, etc., etc., etc. Okay. As you can see, is a well proposed. For which regard the self-evaluation, the teachers who developed this activity thought about a checklist, a 10 checkpoint list, a 10-point checklist, sorry. So let's read this checklist. The first, to what extent did you relate to the classmate? Really interesting. Okay, so the students need to report if he had a good communication with the peers. That is a important skills in the field where they are studying. So the next, to what extent did you relate to teachers and other professionals? Were you able to propose solution to address a critical issue? Were you able to complete the assigned task on time? Have you behaved correctly and responsibly towards the group? Have you been able to apply technology you have learned? Were you able to use tools and technology useful for the realization of event, etc., etc. It's really interesting. Also, in this case, students have to use the checklist to self-evaluate their work. Okay, before closing this topic, I would like to briefly show also briefly show you again the documents I will share with you for the development of the project work. In the folder of the link I will give you in the next minutes, you will find the following. Sorry, a moment. Mabel, ask me.
Yeah, thank you. Please, I want to know what is the best duration for assessing students? The best duration.
The best duration? For which kind
Yes,
of,
please.
but which kind of assessment? Because we have a different kind of assessment. We have oral, we
When
have
assessing
write.
students.
No, I didn't understand which kind of evaluation. Oral, write, because if we have an oral evaluation, we can have for one subject could be 10 minutes dialogue. If it's right, 1 hour. It depends on the evaluation. Mabel, tell me.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, on the oral assessment, I was asking, when you ask the child, the student a question, how many minutes or, the time to, get the feedback, the time the student should provide the answer to the question asked.
Uh, uh, it depends always on the questions and on the subject. But for example, if there is or there is not a rule, but if, for example, we give them a multiple choice test, usually is good to assign to calculate that student has 1 minute 30 for question, or 1 minute depending on the number of choices. For example, for one question with 4 choices, 1 minute 20 seconds. So if we have, or 1 minute, also 1 minute. So if we have 30 questions, we can give to the student 30 minutes, but it depends also on the age of the students, because I'm thinking about high school students. If they are younger than yours, maybe we can calculate 2 minutes for questions. So if we have 15 questions, we can give 30 minutes to the students. It's always depend on how are the long the questions. Of course, if we give less time to the students, they have also less time to copy. But at the same time, we have less time to reflect on questions, and we need to know that there are some students that are more slow in produce an answer, even they have if even they studied. So the risk if we give few time is that we are not testing how much they studied, but we are standing on how much they are fast. Okay, we need to balance this. As you can see, there is not a easy answer for these kind of questions. Is always complex. So in this case, we need to choice if we need, maybe we have to assess also if they are fast, if they studied at the same time, why not? Or we can choose, for example, if we need to understand how deep they understood the arguments, we cannot use the multiple choice. We have to use open questions, and in this case, we have also to think again on how much of time we need to give them. So, for example, for an easy question, we can calculate 10 minutes, for example, if we have an open-ended question. It's important we have open questions to give to the students. It could be useful to give a restricted space for writing. For example, we can ask them to answer in 10 lines, for example. In this case, you can say, okay, answer to this question in 10 lines or in 5 lines, depending on the question. And in this case, you can calculate time. Okay, I finish with the project work. So I was saying that I will give you a link. In this link, you will find the following materials. So the materials are the project work file, when you will find all the instruction for the project work. Okay. The second thing we will find will be a format for student template, which is the table of the content number 2 you will have to present. Okay, the table when you will have to put the information. This is the same table I just showed you. Okay, with the sample. Furthermore, you will find example 1 and example 2. The example 2 that are the table I showed you before. Okay. Good. Now, moment. The last things. So, please, remember that the due date, the deadline, deadline is the 15th November at 2 p.m. I need the time to look at your works before discussing with you. Okay, use at the link I am putting you in the chat. You will find all the materials you need. In the next days, you will find this link also in the slide that Benedetta will send to you. and in the email that Benedetta will send to you with the materials, okay? Because so you will find the material here in the link and also in the email that Benedetta will send you. Please, I remember you to send all the documents at my email that I put in the document project work. Good. So here you have the link. Okay. Another important thing, during our last meeting, which will be our last meeting will be the 16 November, during while we will discuss about your project work. So please prepare yourself for that date, because I will ask you to talk about your project work. So don't think to connect to the lesson and don't open the mic, okay? During our last meeting, we have to talk together. So one member for group, we will talk about his work. So you have to explain me why you put the activity in a certain way, etc. Okay. I also insert I don't know what happened to Isaac today, because always raise hand. So is 3 p.m. 8 p.m. Okay. Okay. You have all you need to do the project work. You have all the things necessary. This slide will be sent to you in the next days. I remember you another time. Please remember this, because when you will start to work on project work, it will be really useful for you. If you look in the file in the project work in the project work folder, okay, in this file you can find the link here. If you have questions or concerns about the project work, you can write a question and find answer in the following link. So click on the link, insert the question. I will read your question every day, and the day after you will find the answer to your questions at the same link. So please use this link for question and answer about the project work. Of course, if you do me questions on Monday, you will not have a lot of time to receive your answer. So if you do this in the next days, it's better for you. Okay. But I remember you that the instruction can be found in the file named project work, which you can find in the folder and the link, you have the link in the chat, not this link, or you will find the same link in the mail that Benedetta will send you, I hope, tomorrow. Okay, I think this is all for today, and I hope you will pass a good Simul, please talk. Open the mic. Sims. Sims right at the end.
Is sit from the 3 to 8 or is 3 to 6?
Sorry?
I said I see Steve. That's our next meeting then. Are we meeting from 3 to 8 or is 3 to 6?
I think sorry. 3 to 6. I type wrong. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Really, thank you. Really, no. 3 to 8 is not not really good. Thank you very much, Sims. Thank you very much.
Thank you too,
Welcome,
Marco.
sir.
See you next week. See you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you very
dinner.
much. See you.
Have a good dinner, everybody.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.